Okay, now we will learn how to connect a domain with the hosting. So our hosting we used for this domer.com, but I don't want to install the WordPress CMS in this domer.com. I want to add another domain and I want to install the WordPress CMS in that new domain. So I purchased another domain that's called cadensteve.xyz. I want to install WordPress to this domain. So what I have to do, I have to connect this domain with this domer hosting. So in that case, we have to change some functionality inside the dashboard of your Namecheap domain panel. And for connecting this cadensteve.xyz, this domain to hosting, you have to change the DNS, and that's why you have to click on this manage option. So let's click on this manage option. Okay, so here is the settings for cadensteve.xyz. So here is name server. We have to change the name servers. So right now we have the Namecheap basic DNS and we have to change it. And for changing this name server for this domain, we have to click on this Namecheap basic DNS and we have to select Namecheap web hosting DNS. Okay, so let me select Namecheap web hosting DNS, and when you are done, you just have to click on this tick mark for saving this settings. So I'm clicking save option. Okay, you can take a look. Our setting is saved, and now we have to access in our cPanel. Okay, for accessing in cPanel, we have to use this URL, and the URL address is domer.com/cpanel. Remember one thing, that our hosting is in domer.com, and for accessing in our hosting we have to use the cPanel option, and that's why we are using this domer.com/cpanel. This URL we are using, and when we will access inside our hosting, then we will connect that cadensteve.xyz domain with the hosting, and that's why we have to use this cPanel for accessing the hosting. And the URL is this one. Whatever domain you are using for purchasing your hosting, you just have to use /cpanel end of the domain, then you will be able to access in your hosting. And you have to put your username and password that will be provided by the hosting company, and here is my username and password. So I just have to click in login. So let me click on login. Okay, here we go. This is our cPanel, and this is the inside of the cPanel, and now we have to add the domains in this hosting. Okay, so for adding the domains, we have to click this add-on domains. So let me click on this add-on domains. That's because we're connecting that new domain with this hosting, and that's why we have to use the add-on domains option, and the new domain name will be cadensteve.xyz. We have to put that name in here. But before that, I want to show you what is appearing when you are pressing or when you are entering the domain name that's called cadensteve.xyz. Let's check it out. cadensteve.xyz. So it's appearing like this, that cadensteve.xyz, this domain is registered at Namecheap. Okay, so we are not getting any files, or we are not getting our files or WordPress settings in here, because till yet our this domain is not properly connected with the hosting. So let's get back to our add-ons part, and now we have to type our domain name in here. So let's type cadensteve.xyz. Okay, so here is our new domain name, and in subdomain it will be automatically appear the subdomain name. And remember one thing, our document root inside the cPanel, it will be cadensteve.xyz, so it will automatically appear in here. And when you are done, you just have to click add domain. Okay, here is the message that the add-on domain cadensteve.xyz has been created. Okay, so now let's back to our cPanel home. Here is the option for home, and inside the files option, here is the file manager. And if you click inside the file manager, then you will get the different type of settings like public HTML, FTP folders, the root folders, and many things else you will get. And you can take a look in here, cadensteve.xyz, a new folder is created. That means now we have the place where our WordPress CMS can be installed for this domain, and we got our folder. Okay, so now let's take a look what is appearing for this cadensteve.xyz URL. So let's check. cadensteve.xyz. Okay, here we go. You can take a look. Now in this URL it's appearing index of CGI bin. This CGI bin, this folder is presented inside the cPanel folder of our cadensteve.xyz folder. So let's take a look. Okay, here is the cadensteve.xyz folder, and let me open it. And here is the CGI bin folder. Okay, I want to delete these things, so I just selected this CGI bin folder, and now I'm clicking delete option. And I don't want to keep this folder in our trash. I want to delete these things in permanently. That's why you just have to select this, keep the trash, and permanently delete the files. So let me click confirm. Okay, now our directory is empty, and now let's get back to our this URL cadensteve.xyz, and now reload this web page. Okay, now we don't have anything else, and we got our hosting. Now we got our domain connected with the hosting, and we got our space. So now whatever you want to install in this domain, you can do that, because now we have the folder that is connected with the domain for hosting. And right now we will install WordPress in this folder, or in this cadensteve.xyz in this domain. So let's start the process of installing the WordPress in this domain. So right now we will move forward to the main process of installing WordPress in our domain. And you can take a look. Right now I'm in the dashboard of hosting cPanel, and this is the cPanel dashboard. So we're going to install WordPress in our domain. So in that case, you have to scroll down in your mouse, and you have to go for software tab. So here is the software tab, and inside this software tab you will get WordPress Manager by Softaculous. So you have to click with your mouse WordPress Manager by Softaculous. Okay, once you will click WordPress Manager by Softaculous, it will redirect you on WordPress management. So here is the WordPress management, and you can take a look. I have some domain, and in this domain I already installed WordPress, but I'm not going to show you these previous domains. As we were discussing about the cadensteve.xyz, we will install newly WordPress to the cadensteve.xyz. So we are going to install this WordPress to a new domain, and we don't want to use any existing domain. So for installing WordPress in a new domain, you have to click install option. So here is the install option. So I am clicking on this install option, and it will redirect you to the WordPress setup panel, and you can take a look. This is the dashboard for set up the WordPress software, and at first you have to choose the installation URL. So you can take a look. Here is the option for installation URL, and you have to choose the protocol. Likewise, you can take a look. Here is the HTTPS clone / this is a protocol, and there are more different type of protocols are available. Likewise, HTTP. So you need to know the difference between HTTPS and HTTP. So let me click on this choose protocol option, and you can take a look. Here is the HTTP and here is the HTTPS. The difference between HTTP and HTTPS URL or this protocol, this HTTP, this URL is not secured. Remember, this HTTP clone / is non-secured protocol. I always prefer you have to go with the HTTPS. And if you want to get the HTTPS, in that case you have to install or you have to purchase SSL certificate, and it will cost you. If you want to install HTTPS on your domain or on your hosting, in that case you have to pay an annual fee for SSL certificate. So I always prefer to use this HTTPS, but I'm going to use HTTP right now because it's free. So I'm going to select this HTTP. So now we will choose the domain. So for choosing the domain, you have to use this choose domain option, and we're not going to install the WordPress and domain.com. We're going to install WordPress in our canaanstep.xyz in this domain. And as we added the domain in our hosting, so you just have to click in this choose domain option, then you will get your desired domain. So as we added our domain with this hostings, therefore here is our domain name. Okay, so we just selected canaanstep.xyz in this domain, and now we will go for the site setting. So let's scroll down the mouse. Okay, so here is the site settings option, and at first you have to write a name for your site. Okay, so as default it's showing my blog, and I want to write here Canaan Steve blog site. Okay, so we just written our site name, and you can write a site description over here. So I want to write a site description like a technology blog. With new deals. Okay, so here is my site description: technology blog with new deals. Okay, and now you have to set up your admin account. So here is the option for setting up the admin account, and you can choose any name for your admin, and you can write the name of admin from here, like admin username. You can choose any name, and I'm going to keep this admin name as admin, and here is the password, admin password. You can write a new password as you want, or you can generate some strong password by clicking this key icon. So let me click on this key icon, and you can take a look. The password is changed, and let me click once again. Okay, so remember one thing: always you have to go for password with a strong character. Likewise, alphanumeric and some characters, and you have to go for the strong password. And you can take a look in here. It's showing that our password is strong. So let me show you the difference between weak password and a strong password. If you just write 123 ABC 123, it seems is good, but it's not strong. For creating a strong password, you have to use small letter, capital letter, alphanumeric words, and of course some characters. So let me click on this key icon. So now we can take a look. It's have the capital letter, number, and different type of characters, and you can take a look. It's showing here that strong password. So I always suggest you to use some strong password, and you must have to copy this password from here, and you can select this password by using your mouse, and then you can just right click with your mouse and you can copy the password. And please make sure you are saving this password with safety. Okay, so we copied the password from here, and now we will move forward to our next option, that is choose language. So if you want to create your site with some different languages, in that case you can select different language from here. So if you click on this language option, you will get different type of language over here, but we're not going to use a different language, we're going to use the English. Okay, and here is some option for selecting plugins, and I'm going to use these two plugins, likewise the limit login attempts and classic editor. This limit login attempts, it's one of the best plugins for protecting your site. And this classic editor, if you were using WordPress from before, in that case this classic editor will help you to get the previous editing environment. Okay, so we just selected these two plugins, and now choosing for themes. Here is the option for choosing for themes and advanced option, and we are not going to select the themes and advanced options over here. We will select the theme and others feature after installing the WordPress. So we're almost done for installing the WordPress in our domain, and now time for click install. So let me click on this install option. Okay, you can take a look here. It's checking and submitted the data, and here is the percentage of installation. So let me complete the installation, and it's completed. Okay, so here is the option, congratulations, the software was installed successfully. Okay, now I have to tell you one important things. If you click on this cadencetip.xyz in this URL, what it will appear. So let me open this link in a new tab. Okay, you can take a look. We have a visible website right now, and you can take a look. Here is the site name that I used for writing the site name during installation, and here is the site is visible. Okay, so we have the URL, or we have the domain, that is cadencetip.xyz. If you click on this domain, you will get the site appearance, or it's called site front-end. But for accessing inside the WordPress, or for changing or customizing your site, you have to access to the admin panel of the cadencetip.xyz. So what is the URL of admin panel? Here is the URL for accessing inside your admin panel, that is cadencetip.xyz/wp-admin. Remember this extension, that is wp-admin. So whatever domain you will use for installing WordPress, for accessing to the admin panel, you always have to use /wp-admin. So this is the default URL for accessing to the administrative panel. So let me show you by accessing to the administrative panel. So you just have to click on this cadencetip.xyz/wp-admin URL. So let me open this admin URL, and I'm clicking to my right button of my mouse, and I'm opening this URL in a new tab. Okay, here we go. You can take a look. This is our admin panel, and from here you can change, you can add, you can modify, or you can develop a WordPress site. So now you know how to install WordPress in a domain. But one more thing, the password we used for administrative panel or for admin panel, it's not asked yet. So let me show you how you will use the password for accessing in this dashboard. And I just redirected from the WordPress manager from the installation. That's why it's not asked about the password. So let me log out from here, and to log out from admin panel, you just have to click top right in the admin, and then you just have to click on logout. Okay, cool. So now this is the page for logging in WordPress, and I want to write the custom URL address for login, and that's why let me type the address again, and steve.xyz/wp-admin. Okay, so let me hit the enter button from my keyboard. Okay, it's redirecting here. So what was our username? Our username was admin. Okay, and the password which we used by the using of password generator while we were creating our admin account, and I copied the password. So let me paste the password in here. So here is the password. Let me show you the password. Okay, this is the password we used while we were creating the admin account. So let me click in login. Here we go. Now we are logged into our admin panel, and this is the dashboard of your admin panel, and from here now we will customize our site.